Hey everybody, welcome back to the Cult Classics Podcast. Ooh. We're in our spooky season. It's October. It's here. Cameron Jones here, along with my co-host,
Mark Nussle.
Jordan Bones.
He's back, baby. He's back.
Ripping off The Simpsons again.
Cameron, you could do it too. I'm pretty sure your last name's still Jones.
Cameron Bones.
I don't like that. That was different.
That made it seem like you bone.
Now, welcome to the stage, Cameron Bones, everybody.
Don't hate it.
Get your.
I'm happy to kick off the Halloween season with a favorite of mine, a recent favorite of mine. It's gaining a little attention now. We're going to be doing the Autopsy of Jane Doe. Austin is a technician working at his family's home mortuary and coroner's office with his widowed father, Tommy. Reluctant to leave his aging father, Austin wants to leave the family business and start a new life when the pair are pulled into a dangerous mystery trying to identify the body of a young woman. As unexplainable and otherworldly events and clues pile up, will these by-the-book men of science be able to unravel a deadly case of supernatural origin? The Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Directed by Andre Overdahl, the guy who brought you scary stories to tell in the dark. Starring Brian Cox, Emile Hirsch, Ophelia Lovebond, and Olwen Catherine Kelly.
Got three-person cast. I'm not gonna lie to you, that actually makes a good movie. I think.
Yeah, tighten that up.
Cast.
I love that. I love a nice tight cast, amongst other things.
It's just a fun, original, almost like crime detective thing mixed with a supernatural scary movie.
It's a Twilight Zone radio play come to the small screen or big screen or however you watched it, right? Doesn't it just feel like a little Twilight Zone-y?
The Autopsy of Jane Doe.
All right, cast and crew. This one is directed by Andre Overdahl. I believe he's Scandinavian, those last
You got to slash through the O, so it is a questionable pronunciation.
Overdahl. Yeah, you do something
Overdahl.
like that, I think. Like a hot potatoes in your mouth, I think.
Do I know him?
Also directed Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, the movie version of the book, I would imagine.
Produced by...
We talked about that a little bit in the trailer.
Produced by Guillermo del Toro. But I'm seeing Troll Hunters here. That's like a cult classic scary movie that people love.
And then writer on this, Ian Goldberg. I've seen this. I think this is at Logan Theater, The Nun 2.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not big on
Did
The
a
Nun.
screenplay for The Nun 2. Actually, the trailer for The Nun 2 looks pretty good. I haven't seen the first one, so...
I'll say this about those Nun movies, right? They show them often and always.
It's a lot.
They show them too many. There's no suspense.
Too many
The
jump
nun's
scares.
just
It's
in the
always
room.
behind you.
Yeah, but a nun?
Yeah, nun's scary, yeah. You know what would be scarier? Just a real nun in a room.
Just
Nothing
a real
possessed.
nun. Yeah, not
actual
scared.
nun.
Not like Sound of Music nun.
Yep, like you're at the DMV and you're sitting next to a nun.
That's the scariest
Terrifying.
nun. Is a nun at a DMV. You're right.
Out in the wild, terrifying. Anyway, continue.
On the cast, Brian Cox plays Tommy, the old man coroner.
If you want another Halloween movie, go back and see our Trick or Treat. He's the old man next door. Old man... I can't think of his name.
Old man Krieg.
Yeah, go back.
What you doing?
He becomes the old man, the bus driver. He's the older version of the bus driver.
Spoil alert.
Now I suppose... now more famously probably known as...
Is that a spoiler?
Succession? Succession's going to be his big
you're
thing
big
probably
on Succession. First, X2.
I'm not.
X-Men 2,
Society
he was
was.
Stryker. That's kind of when he got on my radar a bit, but...
I think he's like the police chief in Super Troopers 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
right.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yep. And then his son, Austin, played by Emile Hirsch. Into the Wild.
Into the Wild's the only thing I really know. Oh, wait.
You know,
the girl next door. He's the main...
The Girl Next Door.
He hasn't aged a bit, though, either, no?
Yeah, he's still playing that same age. And that was like 20 years ago.
Still playing the same age,
This is from... Well, this movie is from 2016, right?
Yeah, and Into the Wild was what, like 2007? 8?
2007.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's
Girl
right,
Next Door, 2004.
I mean, that's like 8 to 10 years that you just kind of look the same.
Also known for
Lords of Dogtown,
for
I'm
him.
seeing. That
Oh.
skateboarding movie.
He's in that? Also, I'm seeing Speed Racer, Darkest Hour, best known for. I don't really know those.
Oh, I think Speed Racer was a big flop for him and hurt his career.
2008.
Emma, the girlfriend in the movie, played by Ophelia Lovebond.
Do I know her from any? I mean, I'm seeing...
Looks like a friend in No Strings Attached and the Guardians of the Galaxy.
The first one, yeah, I'm seeing that
or at least
too.
the first one.
Oliver Twist in 2005. I don't know her from anything. She kind of had a familiar face, but it seems I was wrong.
And then, really, that's all I was going to touch on. But I will mention the sheriff. He was in the movie for a little bit. Michael Mickelhatton.
He's the only other noteworthy guy.
And Jane, I guess just the naked.
Oh, Jane Doe's probably
the naked corpse. Yeah, Olwen Catherine Kelly. I think she's a model.
Sheriff. It looks like Justice League. That's all I'm seeing that I know. I don't know who he was in it.
Oh, Stanley the cat. If you look on IMDb, it just says
you love your animal actors.
I do.
Whoa,
I literally look this one up. It just says is a cat.
Is that implying he's not an actor? He's just an everyday cat, or
okay? So it says actor, previous The Autopsy of Jane Doe, and then like the trivia section. Did you know? And then it just says is a cat.
Okay.
Are we the number one movie podcast?
No. Let me stop you there. Buddy.
No. You know the pets and movies podcast. Are we keeping up to date?
No, probably not. There's probably someone who's
not that either.
If we were, I wouldn't have picked this movie because spoiler, I don't like when they pass.
Typecast this week. Let's move it on to Unverified. Welcome to the Cold Classic Movie Phone. It's December 21st, 2016, and currently in theaters you could have seen Solace with Anthony Hopkins. Don't remember that one, really?
Mm-mm.
A Cure for Wellness. That scary movie where he was like in the, get well center. The Founder with Michael Keaton. That's a good movie.
Good movie. Good movie.
Good movie. A Monster Calls. Hidden Figures. We're getting into some Oscar movies here. Why Him? You might remember with Bryan Cranston and James Franco, where he was like a deadbeat marrying his daughter.
I had to turn.
Roughly.
I was watching that with my girlfriend's family. Had to turn it off immediately.
Fences with Denzel. Again, we're in the Oscar season.
Okay, I'll tell you what. From all the movies that I know to be adapted from a stage play, that one feels the most like it. Holy shit! It is a talkie, not much happening. It is acting. I'll tell you that much.
Assassin's Creed with Michael Fassbender. That failed adaptation. Passengers with Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt. Underrated. I like that movie.
No chemistry.
That sounds sci-fi.
Right?
Yeah, it's where they wake up on a long spaceship. On the space journey.
Yeah. The best part of that movie, in my humble opinion, spoiler alert, is any scene in the bar talking to the bartender. Everything else, whatever.
I like that vibe too. Sing, that animated movie where they got a lot of money for music, but not a lot for plot and story.
Yes, that's what they did.
Sure did. And finally, Rogue One, a Star Wars story. But you chose to see The Autopsy of Jane Doe.
You made a mistake though, because it wasn't it not in theaters to start off with? It just went straight to streaming.
No,
So guys, here's my fact for you. I'm not. This is all I can bring to the table.
Sat in an empty theater.
This is as unverified as it gets. $6 million budget. Looks like it made $6 million at the box office. But Cameron says they released it VOD, video on demand at first, and then released. So it came just straight to demand streaming.
And it's saying most people saw it there before, and then did not continue to the theater to see it.
Dude, those don't count as box office numbers.
No, they don't at all. No, those are different counts.
Okay. And then they released it probably on a very minimum run, small amount of theaters.
But now it's popping up on Hulu and a few different streamers, so it is getting its second win now, which I appreciate. It's a good movie.
Well, guys, this could become a real cult movie.
I think it really is.
Spent 6 made. You're saying maybe more than 6.
Maybe at this point, but the internet
spend
says
money to make money. Yep.
Maybe they're Hulu.
Yeah,
deal.
sometimes you spend a lot of money to lose a lot of money, but not these guys. Straight even, baby.
Not Andre.
There weren't a ton of facts on this. There's not a lot on this movie. I think the craziest one, though, is just that there were some prosthetics used, but the corpse of Jane Doe was a real actress, Olwen Catherine Kelly. She is a model and an actress, but they just wanted it to be more tension in the room, more believable, so they wanted a real body on the table.
You could have used a prosthetic, right?
I would want to not be there all the time laying. Yeah, I would prefer not to have to do that.
I'm a guy that doesn't like to work, and this sounds like a perfect job. Just lay there for 3 months, but it probably would have sucked.
Yeah, it would have been a little tiring. She used her knowledge of yoga to help her body control and breathing and not moving. So, yeah.
This is Andre Overdahl's first English language film.
And it's great.
Something to be noted. The director attended a screening of The Conjuring, and that's kind of how he got the inspiration for doing a horror film. And so he kind of had his agents look out for a script, and they kind of landed on this one.
It's a good adaptation. They did good. I just want to throw this out here because it's terrifying. The song playing in the movie is real. It's "Open Up Your Heart and Let the Sun Shine In," performed by Cowboy Church Sunday School. The version is...
Oh, that's just creepy in itself.
Yeah.
Right?
The version uses a 45 RPM recording, and it was played at 33 1/3, so they slowed it down a little bit to make it creepier.
I was actually hoping you were going to mention that, because just as musicians
it's
in and out of the studio,
it sounds wobbly,
just lowering the RPMs, that's pretty cool.
Terrifying.
It's
Terrifying
like anytime you walk in a movie when it's like the scary circus music that's playing real slow, that's the effect we're getting.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
It's my ringtone.
You just go into those creepy stores, put it right back to 45 RPM, and just now it's nice and lively and a happy store instead of so creepy.
No kidding, that's true.
That's all I had for facts. You guys have anything else?
No, this was slim pickings.
Light facts on this one. If you found anything fun out there on the interwebs, make sure to write us in and let us know, because we do like this movie. But we're going to move it on to questions,
comments,
animosities.
I just want to say off the bat.
Well, hold on. Let's start about.
You just want to cough into the mic.
You seem very.
Hey, excuse me. Attention. I have to cough.
Anyway, put this piece of gum in and chew into the mic. You know how someone finds a band, they're always happy about finding the band. I found My Chemical Romance first.
Oh yeah, I found this back in 2016 when it came out. I've been telling people about it. No one's been watching it. But
wait, you've known about this since it came out?
Did you watch it right away?
You didn't just see this?
I did. I don't remember what it came out on initially. It might have been Shudder. Actually, I think it was a Shudder original.
That makes a lot of sense.
Oh, there you go. That makes sense. Shudder, I never really got into.
I think I still have Shudder accidentally for 4 years.
That's it. That's a guess. But no, I think it's a good movie. It was overlooked. The release was stupid, and that's why we're finding out. But
if it was a Shudder release, that makes sense because it's low budget. It does have actually for Shudder
pretty good.
It has
that's an assumption.
Good names.
That's an assumption.
The cast is good.
I don't remember what it came out on. That is an assumption again.
What I'm saying, but for straight to streaming, Brian Cox is a name.
Yeah.
Emile Hirsch is a name. We know these actors, and I think they're. People watch movies are household.
It feels like
names.
an indie movie. It feels like a passion project.
It really does.
And it kind of is, because that director said he was inspired and wanted to do something like this, and he found a good script and then adapted it to make it what it is, which is good.
So Cameron may have been suggesting this to Mark and me as far back as 2016, but I first watched it a week ago.
Mark and
I liked it. It surprised me, especially going into now this is our Halloween season. We're finally in October. It's a good start. I don't know what season it takes place in, but it's got all the things you like.
It's a good soft open.
Yeah.
Possibly spring. I don't know. It's gray.
I like the being trapped in the dungeon. I like the storm. I
think the performances by Brian Cox and Emile Hirsch are pretty decent too, along with the cinematography. The only issue I had was some of the special effects that I feel like they could have done practically were a little like some of the nosebleed could have been done like a little.
Some of the fire, but again, kind of a small budget ish for what it is, though.
The fire was fine with me. The nosebleed.
I want to say this though, talking about the family. I love a family business. Wish I could have learned a trade, but I don't know about this. I don't know about mortuary stuff. If that's what I'd want to get into,
it's my first comment.
If you had a family business, could you see yourself just being like, well, this is what the Nussles do. This is what the Joneses do.
Well, it sounds like the Nussles have been doing this for a few generations, judging by the building.
That's true.
So I don't think there is a red flag that you have a family business or that it's a mortuary. I do think it is a red flag when you have what seems to be a, hey, don't come down here business.
Yeah.
If beep the bell, we're pretty down here sequestered. Don't worry what we're doing. We're going to know why they come.
The lights flicker, whatever.
Here's the animosity.
Just don't come down here.
Don't come down here. That's all you got to know. Don't come down here.
Here's the animosity that they're living above all that death. And the fact that it is those scary tunnels, mortuary. Could be brighter colors or at least lights all the time. I mean, I know supernatural things make them go out eventually, but I want
3 generations
hospital
of
white in
Tildens.
there.
Oh, you do. That's almost more scary.
Yeah. Then old.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what better is.
And,
yeah, like dingy or like sterile hospital white. I don't know what's more scary. Both are pretty
That's true. I do want.
I think the mixture of the two.
I need light though. I need light.
Maybe just normal.
Well,
you need sunshine is what you need. You need vitamin D.
I think that's actually what makes it scary because where they actually do the exams itself is sterile and bright, but not in a good way. And then the halls are like, hey, don't worry about what's in the halls. Just get back upstairs.
Halls are very like funeral home, no?
Well, yeah. Well, that's also is it a funeral home? This seems just like corner morgue thing. So it doesn't seem like they need to have any of that like presentable to anyone but that sheriff.
I don't think they're a funeral.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Autopsies.
Unless the upstairs is real weird and they just live in a funeral home morgue. We don't know the full thing, but I'm not getting that vibe either. I would agree with you. But you don't need those hallways to be anything but bright and happy.
I get if you got like a mom and pop like burger shop or something, that kind of one. To like get your son, like your son wants to fulfill the family legacy, this and that. But like to get your son like tinkering with like dead bodies. I mean, this is
what age did you think he started? Where do we start him with that?
I mean, we start him young.
We think he's leaving like high school, maybe college age leaving. How old is he here? College?
He's over 21.
I think he's done.
To the bar.
Okay, that's true. He's a little older.
On their date. I think this is his life, and he's gonna take over.
Seems
the
like he wants it.
Quit it as soon as. Yeah, he seems in.
Well, the good news is, he seems he wants out. He has to. The whole movie is him not telling his dad he's leaving with his girlfriend.
Wait for the night though, right?
No, he was saying that you haven't told your dad yet. The whole thing is like you're getting out of the family business. You don't like this.
Oh, okay. No, now that he's saying it, I don't even remember that was part of it. Yeah, okay. I still have forgotten it. I don't remember that part of this movie at all.
More so forgotten this.
Yeah, like it didn't even ring a toe bell to me. If you
know what, let's talk about that. Do we like the toe bell for the tradition, or is that just too creepy? Like you already have an aesthetic in that basement. Like
in real life, pass. For the movie, love it.
Oh, for the movie,
yeah,
it is correct. Great. It is a great creepy feature, especially when the bodies start rising. We just hear that little tinka 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 down the hall. That works for me. That gets me.
A couple things. Things on the toe bell. Sorry.
Sure.
Fast forward about 30 seconds, if you don't want a spoiler. The very end toe bell. What do we think about the end toe bell?
Yeah,
a little cheesy, but I get it. It's a nice nod.
Good. It's a good
you like the end. So,
why does she still have the toe bell on? Did they even have it on her up on the table? She wasn't in like the slate yet. The free coolers.
True. Well, the sheriff knew about the toe bell, so he had an extra toe bell.
Oh, okay.
I do have a question.
They really like the toe bells here.
This whole movie's obviously, if you're listening to this, nothing but spoilers. But did that indicate that hey, this Jane Doe's gonna start moving her body entirely, or just
let's get that to the end because I do have a whole question.
Okay, fine. Because that I really do. I am curious.
We'll save that. Okay.
The bell scene, though, I do want to talk about. The dad does give off a big creepy vibe with the.
He's fucking around a lot with the dead bodies, no?
Yeah, it's like, what? You want to see a dead body? It's okay. Like to the girlfriend, he's being a little.
It's fine.
Yeah, he's cracking ribs with like a whatever those head clippers are. Then like he's definitely like.
That looks scientific.
He's doing some weird shit.
Mark, this is a family morgue and mortuary. This isn't a state-run place. They do things a little differently there.
Tilden and Tilden mortuary.
Exhibit B is where they put the organs and stuff. It's pretty leaky up in that fridge, and I know there's a lot going on with the curse and whatever, but
I think it's 80% curse.
That's his son's dorm mini fridge that they just put the hearts in there. That's what they do.
You're saying that's all bleeding because of the curse, not because of their lazy mortuary skills.
It's hard to say on that night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. A lot was going on.
The shitty saran wrap they bought from Costco.
I do want to say another thing too. So they're videotaping everything, and it seems like they're making this tape for evidence. But eventually, someone else is going to see that.
Sure. I think it goes to their private club.
Well, that's what I'm going to say. Like, they're having a lot of like family kind of argument talk during this night over the body, and him like correcting him. Like, this isn't a good look for you guys. Maybe keep that shit upstairs. I
fucking hated that cat.
Oh, imagine you're a cop.
Go ahead. Do you want to air out your cat?
Hold up. Imagine you're a cop and you're going over this, and then you just have to come back to that scene of like, I didn't want to put down that cat. I'm like, what the fuck happened when he stopped the camera and came back? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the cat's bludgeoned. They're like,
it was the last thing I had of my dead wife, and I snapped its neck. What? Oh my God.
If you go back and watch the tape, nothing happens, right? They just kind of die from the inside, essentially. It just looks like they're possessed. The father,
the dad for sure, because he's just slowly cracking and popping as his insides are.
He gets all snapped. But how's that work though? Is that
crackled and popped?
Well, I think by that point the camera like fell and caught on fire, and there is no evidence. There's no evidence anymore. But yeah, would have looked a little suspicious.
I got a little something for that cop. Are we at a fool me once, shame on like type situation? Like two times in 2 days?
He dealt with that perfectly. Get it out of my county.
Get it out of my county.
I don't care about the
Why was he so skeptical, though? Hold on, hand up.
Well, what?
Fool me once. Maybe this happened to him before. Why is he so like
the day before?
That's his case.
Yeah,
and he's all just ship it off.
Hear me out, though. That first mysterious thing, little weird. He comes down a little shaken. Then everyone down there dies. Nah, he's next. He did the right thing. He's like, get that body out of here. Get that body the fuck out of here. Get that little jingly toe out of here, Mr. Bojingles. Get her out of here. I mean, kind of to the end, but just quick. Do you think those people in the truck survived transporting her? Do you think it started at the next place, or do you think in transit?
Toe jingle.
So the big question I have about that, right?
Yeah, fuck it. Let's talk toe jingle. Let's get to toe jingle.
So the biggest question with that is my question about the curse. Okay. We know that she was the Jane Doe was cursed from
witchcraft,
like witchcraft, or whatever.
It seems like they're implying that she wasn't a witch because it was all poppycock, but the curse became real. But is that the thing, or is she a witch?
Don't say poppycock when we're talking witchcraft.
Don't say poppycock. What happened?
I think they tie together somehow.
So before we get there, can we just question that? Was she a witch, or was it just like they
no, I think she was just damned
and
cursed, right?
Well, they're either the theory would either be she is a witch, they were right to persecute her, but she carries a curse, or she was an innocent girl that was persecuted, and because of that, a curse was made.
As most witches were.
Yes.
I don't know if there's any proof in the movie. I like to believe she's a witch.
Yeah, I think it's scary if it's just like, no, she was a witch, and we tried to get rid of her, and
because otherwise it's just bad luck for that girl twice.
She feels everything we're doing to her.
Do you actually know my biggest fear of all the ghouls, the goblins, is witches?
Oh, I thought you were about to say being like accused of witchcraft. I'm like, where is this going, Mark?
He's read a lot of books.
You're most scared of witches? I don't know if we talked about nuns on camera. My biggest fear is not real witches, but talking to somebody that thinks they're a witch. I'm like, oh, come on. I get that. Lay it on me, whatever you're into.
That's all I came here for.
And what's the difference between that and a Wiccan? I'm joking. I gotta get the fuck out of here. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm good. I appreciate this conversation.
Okay, so we're all leaning towards the maybe she was a real witch. So the toe jingle at the end. Do we think that whole thing, like sucking Tommy, the father, was like restoring herself to life, or was that just like curse resets? This will happen again, like the first house, like this house.
Are you talking about the sound itself, or are you talking about the fact that she's actually moving?
The implication at the end that it's obviously at least not over. Does it mean that she's going to be back? She's alive at this point?
I think as these coroners, everybody. So the first family. Let's talk about the first family. How this even starts, right?
Okay, so I'm guessing just like she was dug up from the basement, some sort of burp situation. They're doing their own.
A house was built over some sort of sacred burial, right?
That's kind of my
guess.
So
they were doing bad stuff in that house, right?
Not necessarily. Maybe meth.
Not even. Okay,
that's the whole start. That's why the cops freaked out. It's like, this is a good family. We don't know why they're dead, or why there's another body there.
They somehow unearthed the body, the corpse.
Jordan, let's talk about.
And there wouldn't have been.
It's a dirt basement. How do you? I don't know how to dig through my basement. I don't know how to dig through a floor.
See, Mark, now I have problems with my basement. At some point, I hope real men come by, and they're going to have to at least probably do something. Yeah.
Maybe you think twice about that now that we're I don't know. I don't know.
Between that and the burbs,
first of all, there's nothing good under your house if you got to dig. Just let it lie. You know what I'm saying? Or get professionals in there to unleak them.
Let sleeping witches lie. That's what they always say, don't they?
That's what I've tattooed on my back.
That family somehow uncovered that body.
Okay.
And then from there, the same shit went down.
And then they just killed each other? Yeah, okay.
So, here's the biggest thing that I'm confused of with this witch, right? I understand how when she was in the mortuary, when they did the autopsy, whatever they did to her, she inflicted that pain to the two guys, right?
I think that's right. Yep.
For sure, the dad.
So that makes sense. That curse makes sense. But the whole family, like, what did the family do?
You don't want to know.
I didn't get.
They're trying to escape.
Oh,
So
Oh,
like,
cool, a body.
That's it. She's
as
like,
long as I can
"Oh."
run her faster than that bear, from that guy. Yeah, I mean,
Oh, body, let's poke it.
Oh,
Let's
yeah,
really,
I think it was a whole
let's
lot.
really snip it
cool, a
up.
body. I think it's a lot like that, Jordan. And then, the cursey. Because she did warn them with the music. She's like, don't I think they had outs. They could have left. They had outs.
Well, that's the big question. And even if you're working in a morgue, I think if you got the feeling that something tingly is happening or your dad's going to molest a corpse, get out of there for the night. Just get out of there for the night.
the son was the only one who picked up on like the weird 40s jazz music that started playing. The dad was like,
Yeah,
this
you
is
don't
normal shit. Like,
This is normal stuff. Get your girlfriend down here. Get her
He
down
was giving
here.
off weird vibes from the start.
Yeah.
He was giving off weird vibes.
Now, do you think that was Brian Cox's performance, or they intended for that to happen?
I think that's his performance a bit.
Okay, yeah, I think so
But
too.
I do want to say that is a scary song and usage of crackly radio in a scary movie, and it is done a lot. But I like it in this
crackly
one.
radio scary
I like it
or
in this
anything.
one.
Yeah, it worked.
It's hard to say because we don't live with a creepy dad in above a morgue. But would you even take that radio? Would you take it as a signal to get out? Granted, he also doesn't even want to be there. How many signals after the cat dies and my dad burns him in the human incinerator? I think I'm out. I'm like, hey, Dad, it's been a pretty rough night.
Oh, well, he tried to. He already wanted to leave by then, but they couldn't because they were trapped, right? So he had the feelings.
Oh, he from the
son's
radio
character, he
from the
knew.
radio moment. He's like, Dad, I think something's happening here. Or do you think that kid just did it all the time?
yeah, there's
I don't know,
some
like-
creepy, it's like 93.3 that's just like, we play scary jazz.
If you were to tell me I'm having a drink with the dad in the bar, the dad, Brian Cox's character, would be like, my son's always saying there's ghosts down there. It's just getting frankly annoying. We're trying to do whatever we're trying to do to these corpses.
That's the vibe.
Yeah.
They definitely couldn't have left at the end, but the radio thing happened a few times. Even after they cut into her, did they have an out still? Could they have been like, well, shit's getting weird. We're done.
Wait, you mean like just the first autopsy go? I think they could still get out by then. She might have, the witch, the self might have just been like, witch stuff.
Okay, they got the hint.
Like-
They got the hint. I killed their cat. They saw a figure in that reverse mirror in the hallway.
I don't think the witch was giving them an out. I think they were screwed.
The moment they cut in? Okay.
Yeah. The witch got out of the basement.
I think as they
She was
kind of
there.
uncover these things, the shroud, the whatever, the skin,
How do you-
I think it gets worse and worse probably, right?
Speaking of that, how do you think they did on reading old transcript stuff? Not too shabby, those
Pretty
two.
amazing. Good thing you have that big light board that you can see through things. Otherwise, I don't have anything to do that with. I don't have an etch and sketch or any sort of light bright.
When the dad grabbed,
you
he's
got
like,
a
"Oh,
board."
let me see that." He had it under the microscope. I just went, like he's blowing his nose. Just
Let me see that glove.
let me see that.
Also, another problem for me, at least, like I don't think I have a Bible here, so I'd see that marking, like, oh, never mind. I have a phone. Never mind. I'd be fine.
Super Bowl 40. What are these Roman numerals?
I don't think
Well,
they've
good
even reached that
reception
Super
down
Bowl.
there.
The artist formerly known
So-
as Mall Cop.
I've got a logistic question. How did the and I totally could have missed this, but how'd the girlfriend get down there? How'd she get back down?
I think
Lured.
the elevator. Remember, the elevator initially was like they heard it making a noise, and they're like, "Oh, quick, the elevator!" I think that was her just coming down. Then
So, but like, how long had she been in the hallways getting lost?
What
She's
he's
like,
trying to say
"Turn
is,
that
how
weird-
did she get past the old sycamore that had fallen on the?
well, that hadn't happened yet. It's hard to say because there's witch mind play going here because they're seeing the
Okay, I gotcha.
'cause they made her seem like she was one of the bodies, but that's a pretty fucked up scene.
Yeah, that's a bummer. I guess best case, lucky for them, they all died, and we didn't have to deal with those repercussions.
Yeah, I would say it's actually pretty lucky they died.
What's the Hocus Pocus song?
I'll put a spell on you.
Put a
No,
spell
not
on
the
you.
jazzy fun one.
Come, little children, I'll take thee
Come,
away.
little children. That
Come,
she
little
heard
children,
she got sirened. You know.
Well, no, she said
Yeah, okay, I
no,
gotcha.
she was coming back from regardless.
Oh,
She's like,
okay.
I'll come back for the late movie.
I thought all witches did that. I'm mistaken.
Yeah.
Oh, they do, but I mean, I just watched Blair Witch 2, and they're similar vibes. Bad movie.
Blair Witch too. Damn.
It's a terrible movie. No, she was gonna come back. We got some just hallucinogenic witch play, and then the dad and the son were never gonna be the same after that night. So thank God they died.
Sorry,
There's
son,
gonna be a lot
your
of
girlfriend
questions.
looked like a haggard witch.
Yeah,
I had to bludgeon her with an axe.
Silver lining, though, had the father and son made it out of there, it would have been an easy autopsy for the girlfriend. It would have just been an axe to the forehead.
I'd hand up.
That's on me, guys.
Someone tells me you send
That's
that
me.
to that other county that's getting Jane Doe.
Yeah, if it sounds like we're just sending corpses to.
Why
don't you send that
You know what?
county
I got a
Butte
sequel
County.
for you. They're going to have to send all those bodies to wherever she's going. So, they're all still trapped in whatever horse show that's going to be.
I do think I saw something when I was Googling this. It's Jane Doe, Autopsy of Jane Doe, sequel, question mark? I don't have a definitive
I'm going to say no
answer of
based
what
on
happened.
their profit margin, unfortunately. But,
6 for 6 is tough.
Well,
yeah. Coming out.
that's not bad.
No loss. No loss.
Yeah, no loss. No harm, no foul.
Do you want to like what? And I don't know how to describe this in any other way than how I'm about to. What I like about this and some Halloween type spooky little stories, this could totally work as a radio play, and I would enjoy it as much. And to me, that's a plus.
It does feel like that kind of. And you were saying that earlier, but it does.
Now,
it feels like a Twilight show.
why do you say that? Because I agree, but I almost want to see if
I think
we're on the same page.
because I don't necessarily need the visuals, the sound effects there. This could be completely narrated, and the suspense would be equal to me.
I think
like
the
that.
bell sound effect gimmick helps with that vibe a lot
Yes.
too. They have a spooky sound to base
I actually think that's true. The bell would have probably played a bigger
It's
role.
coming closer.
The radio play. Yeah, exactly.
yes,
You got it.
That's a great. That's actually a great call.
Mark, your cat would really shine because you get some.
Well, my cat wouldn't die halfway through the movie.
Yeah. Okay. Well, sorry. The role.
Something
You're
I
right.
noticed though
apologize.
was I was always expecting a jump scare from Jane Doe, the actual body, right?
No.
And you didn't
Yeah,
get
that's
that,
true.
which I think is a little bit like less is more. Like
Oh, 100%.
you're always you're waiting for it. It kind of creates some anxiety. So I really liked that.
The only thing that leaves me wanting more is I'm totally fine and it makes sense that the son dies. It's just how it happened. I'm like,
yeah,
just
it's kind of weak.
Got scared fall. I'm like, that could be amped up in some way.
Yeah. Do you think it's? Still
I don't
gonna
know
be-
what. Maybe like that's when Jane Doe does get up or something. I don't know how you.
I can't remember when shit's really hitting the fan. Do we see her body kind of smirk? At least we do get like a little creepy vibe like that, right?
I feel like it's
Tell me she
implied,
does
but I
not
don't
wink.
actually think it happens.
There's no wink or anything.
She gives a little toe
we
wiggle.
get a toe wiggle, but I feel like when
toe wiggle is the wink. That's right.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
that's our wink.
I could be wrong. I am more curious. I don't feel like the expression of Jane Doe changed, right? But maybe it did
I
slightly.
don't think so. Now that I'm thinking
That's
about
why I
it,
don't think you needed to have a real life.
I don't think it did, though. I don't. Oh, yeah, I
Model
agree. That one
sushi
actually
table
shocked me
sitting
when that's what Brian Cox's character wanted. It's like, God, I can't wait till that sushi gets here.
So why was the sheriff so determined that they needed a cause of death the very next morning?
Media was on him that they needed
On him.
He needed to make a press announcement the next morning.
It seems like a him issue, like that he's been very
it's
good
on
at his job.
He's putting this on them. He's like, I need this by the morning because I'm on. The
Also, here's an easy press conference. There appears to be no sign of struggle. We're looking into it, and we're still
usually
waiting on the results of the autopsy.
that's usually what they say.
Yeah.
And then you would be saying that to one reporter, being like, "Okay, I'll get that."
Well,
down to the
they need cause of
Small
death by
Town
the morning.
Herald.
He needs to tell them how she died. Apparently,
Witchcraft. Don't say that.
witchcraft.
Sure. What
Is
his name is.
You know, it's going to be funny the next morning at the press conference. Like, how'd she die? He's like, I don't know. I sent him out of the county. It's not a problem
Yeah,
anymore.
that's even worse. Cameron, that's exactly right. He keeps sending these corpses out of the county, washing his hands of it. That's why.
Yeah.
Well,
Does he even have the authority to do that?
who's
I
to
don't
say?
think
I
so.
don't think
You got to
so,
go through
but-
the
I don't
DA.
think so.
But he made the right call.
Yeah.
It was the right call.
Yeah, he's
So
washed
they
his
should have
hands.
noticed.
I mean, that's
They should have noticed something, though. I mean, and I believe they did, but immediately, that corpse is in pristine condition. Like, it doesn't make sense the way it looks. I don't know what you do. I don't know who you
Well,
call.
when,
There
when they come back the next morning and everyone's dead.
Oh, well, especially there, but no, just like the first time they see
in
it,
the
that
dirt.
it's just like a completely unfazed corpse.
foul play. They're already ruling it like we need a cause of death tomorrow.
Well, because the whole they don't know who she is, and their whole family's dead in the house. There's 3 other bodies.
Yeah, understood. So like the public has to understand that we're gonna need more than 12 hours to figure this one out.
Yeah, no,
Especially this small town. I don't think anyone's pushing too hard.
Also, the Joneses have a dirt basement. How do they get through the floor?
Pickaxe, like every other.
If you have a dirt basement, do you assume that your house is in some way cursed?
Yeah, haunted bodies.
You
at
have
least.
to.
You got
You have
bodies
to.
at least.
Yeah. Don't dig too deep. Don't dig too shallow either. There's stuff under there.
It's either it's like it's a gas line or a witch.
Best case scenario, it's a relic that is haunted, but just a relic of something. Worst
But
case
hopefully you're the
scenario,
first person to sell it and not open whatever that thing is.
The best thing you're gonna find is some sort of Shoshone arrowhead.
That's true. That's cursed.
Yeah, true.
In all, I like it. I like the storm. I do just want to pose a question. How do you think it works rather than a bad thunderstorm? And this does change it a lot. We got a snowstorm. We're snowed in. Does that change it for you?
Kind of, yeah. Because outside it's
For the worst?
the
It's more
weather,
like a
the
Stephen
grayness.
King thing or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it does feel more. We got to give them what I want. And it'll
Still
go
be
away,
creepy.
or
They'd
rose
still be
red.
trapped. A storm's a storm.
Oh, just like 4 Stephen King
speaking
movies.
of that,
You're right. You're right.
the
Shining.
father just like, please don't hurt him. Take me. And that was just okay.
She's like, consider it done. Wink.
Yeah.
Toe wiggle.
Yeah, that's pretty lame of her.
Wink. Yeah, don't.
I don't think the father and son did anything warranting all that.
No.
You just got a mean witch or a cursed teenager.
They're doing their job.
It's
Either
a
are.
family business.
Bad form, Peter. Bad form. I don't
time.
think they
I'd say
torture.
70% of the time the people in there aren't feeling what they do to them.
I know I said this someplace, but I really do like tight, small number casts. A lot can happen with less sometimes, and this is an example where
And
it
also
works.
sometimes with like scary movies and the visuals as well. It's not overly, it doesn't show too much. It's a lot of just kind of creepy long shots of just like a dead bodies, you know?
It also crosses off one thing we've definitely brought up in other podcasts. It all takes place in one night.
One night, one
not-
location really, other than the opener.
One night, one
And
location.
I think
like
that also helps. I think that helps towards my radio play analogy, because those are often like, not all the time, but a single setting.
It's a nice, tight, little, concise movie. It's starting to gain some popularity, which I like. So go ahead and if you haven't, check out Autopsy of Jane Doe. But we're going to move it on to recasting. Recasting. Nice, tight cast. Other than the main two, who are some of the stragglers you got? Anyone have anyone
Love a
lower than
nice
the
tight
sheriff?
cast. Oh, actually, hold on. I did do Stanley the cat. I did.
Who do you got?
Crystal
Okay,
the monkey.
lay it on us.
Crystal the monkey.
Oh,
Let's bring her back.
Go back and see our night at the museum for more information on Crystal the monkey.
You mean the most famous monkey in the fucking all of Hollywood? Or
It
ever
might
all
lighten
time?
the mood a little too much, but I'd love to see
Now,
her
are
in
you
there.
saying
Wouldn't love to see her die?
You,
But
you want a monkey in the mortuary? Or you want a monkey in a cat suit?
oh, now that's something I never thought of, Cameron.
Let's move it on to the sheriff, unless anyone has a Jane Doe. Those are the only kind of other two. Sheriff Burke. I did James Remar. He's
Okay.
He you might remember from Pineapple Express.
I gotta say it.
Illegal. He's that guy that plays generals a lot.
Oh, yeah.
He was the replacement in Mortal Kombat 2 of Raiden.
Wow.
He's in a whole
He's
bunch
in
of
so
stuff.
much over the
Say
years.
his name again. I'm sorry.
James Remar.
Yeah, that works.
Thank you. It's fine.
I mean-
it's brief. He's usually stoic and
Yeah, but, you
serious
know,
in military roles.
You didn't cast like a big actor. You cast like a character actor that would make
Yeah, I
sense.
kept it in there.
I actually like that a lot. I went kind of similar. Richard Jenkins, the dad from Step Brothers.
Oh, yeah, okay, that works too. In fact, I've seen him play a sheriff in
yeah.
something.
I feel like he could have played that same Pineapple Express role and almost vice versa.
Yeah, I like that. I like Mark's.
I actually like mine a lot, but it's pretty much on the line with both of yours. I did Will Patton. He's Coach Yost.
Okay.
Yost from Remember the
It's
Titans.
amazing how often we've recasted him, how I never remember the name when someone says it right. I'm like, who's that?
Well, that's
Well,
because it's
So you say Coach
Do you want
Yost.
my wacky?
Yeah, of course.
Do you want my wacky
Yeah, throw it
one?
at me.
Oliver Platt. Just toss Oliver Platt in there.
Sure.
Let him be the
You
sheriff.
could have a couple funny quips in there quick.
Little fun ones like,
I'm
oh
fine
man,
with
get that into the other county, Oliver Platt, like that's all.
Next, we'll do Emma. I'm watching Stranger
pretty
Things,
good.
so I did Maya Hawke.
I totally thought her, so we'll see. I didn't want to like be too of the moment, but quirky girlfriend who's definitely gonna get stabbed in the face. That makes sense. I went Kate Mara.
Okay.
Mara, I don't know which one. She's in American Horror Story and a bunch of other
Yeah,
stuff.
that works for me as well. Mark, you got a
Shooter, we are Marshall.
Emma.
I went Anna Kendrick.
Oh, yeah.
I probably went a little too
Anna Kendrick.
mainstream there.
It's fine.
I didn't think too hard on the sheriff or Emma, but
The roles are so small that they could be a lot of people there, honestly. Let's move it on to the main two. Yeah, let's do Tommy. Let's do the father. I do this all the time. Ian McShane. He's Winston from John Wick series.
I do
also
like
I
that
think
dude.
in
God.
We Are Marshall. Yeah, did you just watch?
he
We Are
is,
Marshall?
yeah, we got two
he's the
Marshall.
dad, I believe.
He's the dad. Yeah,
Okay.
I like that actor.
Mark, you
Yeah,
love
he's
We Are
great.
Marshall.
No, Mark does.
Did
You like
say
that movie more?
Hot Shot or Hot Rod?
Oh, he's the dad in Hot Rod.
that?
Yeah, he's the dad in Hot Rod.
Got it. Yeah. Fuck yeah. So I did, and it's probably because also it's on the mind for me. I did Bryan Cranston.
Sure.
Jinx. Straight up, swear to God, Jinx.
Yeah, I'm fine with that for
Damn.
sure.
I'm like two episodes away from finishing Breaking Bad, so
I could see him being a little too stern, be like, "You want to see a dead body at the beginning? I'll show you a dead body."
You let him do it though. Let it ride though. Yeah, you let him be all whatever form of Cranston he wants to bring. But I thought it
first date
on,
bookstore, second date morgue.
There you go. Dang, that's good.
Let's move it on to our main character.
Well, that's good. That's what I had. Compliments to me and Mark. I like yours, Cameron, because myself and Mark. I like Cameron's though as well because I don't think about him, but I really do like that actor.
Let's move it on to our main character, Austin. I don't know why I kept seeing him, but Joshua Jackson.
Yeah, dude. I didn't pick him because that's all. He's
that's the only reason
Jackson.
I do.
Yeah, I kept getting that in my head. Anyone have anyone other than Joshua Jackson?
I did Evan Peters because I feel like he could fit that kind of creepy role.
Damn it, Evan Peters is good.
That'd be great. Mm.
Actually, I like Evan Peters.
He would like working in a morgue, wouldn't he?
Well,
yeah, he'd feel the guy that's a little trap, a little bookwormish or whatever. I tried for that, and I actually think with Bryan Cranston, Evan Peters would be awesome. Agreed. I went Daniel Radcliffe with Evan Peters with Bryan Cranston. I know you got to take an American accent, but that's what I'm doing.
I mean, I do like Daniel Radcliffe, so I mean,
I can pivot to an American accent and just make it Elijah Wood if you'd like, sort of an American accent. Whatever he does.
Would this movie be creepier if it was British?
Of course.
I think it'd be less creepy.
Yeah, 100%. Really?
For some reason, like...
Why? Because they'd like take tea and it'd be all nerdy? Do you know what would be... You know what would be awesome if it was British? Be a little more fog.
That's what I'm saying.
You get more fog.
The atmosphere would be creepier. It'd be older, too. They've had witches longer. I did have one what if that I saw that none of us said, but I kind of thought about it. Martin Sheen was originally the person that they cast as Tommy, but he had to drop out because of scheduling conflicts.
I don't see Martin Sheen doing this at all. Just being really nurturing and an okay dad. Like, it doesn't make sense. I don't know if I don't think that's how he necessarily is in real life, but at least on screen, he's just an okay dad. I was surprised nobody said this. What if? Doesn't it feel like Anthony Hopkins would just do this movie? And
yeah. Again, but it's an accent thing. We have to change it up a little bit if we get him.
Yeah. So. No, I like actually Evan Peters mixed with Cameron's
Ian McShane.
Guy who
McShane.
Put those two together.
I like
those
that
guys are good.
Let us know what you thought of our recasting this week, but we're going to move it on to Mount Rushmore Top 4.
Mount Rushmore Top 4.
Welcome to Mount Rushmore Top 4. This week, we're keeping it pretty open and vague. We're doing father-son duos in movies.
The fact that we're pulling this one out on Autopsy of Jane Doe is stunning.
Hey, it's also kind of a father-son story. Oh, my God.
It is.
I have to switch it up. I'm actually, this week, we're going me, Mark Jordan, and I was about to launch into my number one, but now I'm going to change it. It's actually that movie. It's not called About Time, but it's that time travel movie.
It is about.
No, it's called About Time.
Oh, is it? Oh, then About Time. That British movie with
now the doors have blown wide open here.
I'm doing About Time. It was marketed as a romance thing, but it's really a father-son story.
It is. At the end, the beach scene.
That's maybe the most touching depiction of father and son, and it makes me realize I won't have that with anybody. Just not going to happen.
There are a lot of movies like that. No,
the movie's about one thing. Yeah, the romance stuff is fine, but it's for the father-son relationship.
That's not the arc of the story,
right? That's a good one. That's a very good one. That's probably if there was a list of that, that probably makes the list. Like I'd say top 10.
And yet, surprisingly, when I looked this up, didn't see it anywhere. Just popped in my head now.
Huh?
Just made it.
You pulled that out of your ass.
Sure did.
I'm wondering what you were gonna pick.
You'll find out at the end. What do you got? Yeah. You're up next.
I'm going to go a goofy movie.
Oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to
go, no way. Were you really?
I was going to do an extremely goofy movie, though.
Okay.
I saw that one more as a kid. Ooh. I don't know. It hit more for me.
You want to hear something ignorant? I didn't know there was a second goofy movie at all.
It's an extremely goofy movie. It's when X Games were cool.
Avery might like that shit.
We'll check it out. Yeah, you might.
I'm so happy you said that. That was totally what I was going to do as my number one until that popped in my head.
I mean, it's the cross country trip. He wants to bond with his son. Really is.
He's going to college. He's joining the
that one is on
team.
paper father son movie. I mean,
100%.
Yeah, that's not guised by anything.
There are so many on this list that I want to say that we're going to get to in Unverified.
Yeah.
But I'm going to highlight, I'm going to go back to the well just to let people know I stand behind this movie.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I think I might have said it last week, but I'm going Road to Perdition. Give it a chance.
That was on my list. That was top 5 for me. I thought you might be going Field of Dreams. Granted,
yeah,
it's not,
that's an obvious pick.
It's not so much father-son interaction, but it's the whole plot.
No, it's not, yeah.
It's him reaching his dad, you know?
Oh, boo-hoo, your dad
reaching
went
to
to
that.
hell, and now he wants to come back and play catch in Iowa. Get out of here with Field of Dreams.
Just to throw
If
another...
you want to talk about a mentor-mentee like James, I don't know. That's not... That's a ghost movie disguised as a father-son movie. That's not about fathers and sons.
Mark, I'm going to throw this at you, and I'm so surprised you didn't do it. October Sky is nothing but a father-son struggle.
October Sky. I think there's a little bit of nuance in Dead Poets that he
A little
wants
bit,
to-
yeah.
A little bit of that.
At the
I'm gonna even. I think I said this last week.
Lion
But I'm
King.
going to say the first 3 Star
Lion King's
Wars.
a good one.
It's all about a father-son relationship.
I thought about saying Star Wars on
It
there
is,
for sure.
isn't it?
Do you wanna
Godfather
know what-
made a lot of lists, of course.
Do you know what I really wanted to say, but I didn't? Back to the Future one for sure.
It made a lot of lists. You could have said
that
it.
should have been on there for sure. But I gotta stand behind Road to Perdition, guys. Give
I
it a
get it.
chance.
I
It's
get
fine.
it.
It's pretty good.
Passion of the Christ, father son.
Didn't think about that. That works. That works.
Finding Nemo.
That was up there on my list too. A lot of Disney have some sort
Yeah,
of parental.
I'm realizing I'm picking a lot of animated. So I don't know
No,
if that says
hey
about
man,
me, but
they're in there, man. Here's a fun one then for you. Indiana Jones, Last Crusade. Sean.
I thought
Connery.
about, yeah, I almost said that. That's sneaky. That's my favorite, and I know that's unpopular. I know Raiders of the Lost Ark's probably better, but I like Last Crusade.
for some reason we only everybody only grew up with one of the VHSs.
the one you had on VHS and watched.
And I was Raiders of the Lost Ark, but it seems like everybody only had one, not the cassette.
Yeah, we were a
trio.
Temple Doom family.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were. We definitely were.
Oh, no one said it, but I mean, obviously the.
Hey, but we got short round all the way to the Oscars this year, so you tell me.
That's true. That is true. No one said it, but clearly the Pursuit of Happiness is on that list. But it's not my favorite to watch. It's it's real.
Yeah,
If you want not
that's
real,
on there. That makes sense.
not real, Big Fish. I forget what he
I
says.
saw that too.
Not a fan of Big Fish.
No, it's like what I think the three of us decided we like, and what this movie, The Autopsy of Jane Doe, it's the interact. You got to actually have the interaction between father and son in the movie for it to count. If it's just bookend, get the fuck out of here. I don't care. That's a fantasy fairy tale. I swear to God, I saw Danny DeVito and Big Fish more than I saw a son and a father together. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I saw that guy become a werewolf once, and I didn't see any father and sons come together in that movie. I'm not saying I don't like
For
Big
not,
Fish,
for
but you know
not
what I mean?
liking it, you know a lot of the scenes.
No, I like Big Fish, but to be in this category, I don't
Okay,
think it
I got
hits as hard as what I'm saying.
Okay, I feel that. For a scary movie, maybe we should have had another category than father and son. You'll probably see us come back and repeat this one. But thanks for listening to our take of the
Yeah,
Autopsy
but
of Jane Doe.
look, stay forward to when we do About Time or like best morgue movies. You know, so like keep
I don't
them
think
guessing, keep
anybody
them
in the
under
history
wiggly
of like
jiggly
movie
toes.
podcasts talked about like The Lion King and the Autopsy of Jane Doe in the same like segment.
So you tell your friends.
Yep.
If you want all
Pretty
that,
cool.
if you want all that content in one podcast,
You tell them Cult Classic Podcast, the #1 movie podcast that talks about acting animals.
thanks for listening to our take on Jane Doe. If you like what you heard, make sure you like and subscribe on your favorite podcast app. Make sure to rate and review. If you want more content, make sure to check out all the Majestic Jam Network, Urban Hermit, I'm Not Crazy. And until then, we'll check on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.